Outlook. So today is Sunday, the 11th of June. So I'm going to cover about 4 pairs in this video. There's only really about 4 that I'm interested in of my extra pairs that I cover for you guys. Okay. If you know already, I cover about 6 to 7 main pairs. Well, I call them my main pairs in the mentorship program. That's where I give signals and live updates and daily videos and market breakdowns, things like that, all through the London and New York session. Those are these pairs here, okay? AED Swiss, AED CAD, CAD JPY, EN, CAD Swiss, and GJ. Those are the ones I cover in the mentorship, all right? Before the public Discord, I kind of pick a few pairs to cover every week. Today I'm going to talk about EJ, USD CAD, ECAD, and NU. All right, EJ and UCAD especially, I'm pretty interested in coming into this week. As the week goes on, we get more price action. I'll discuss other pairs if they begin to line up, okay? Before I do that though, guys, let's talk about the news. So if you're newer to the public Discord, I don't really care about the news, okay? I don't read the news. I don't trade the news. I look at the news every day just to kind of figure out, or not figure out, but just kind of see what news is coming out at what times. And that way I can kind of figure out where I'm going to, manage my trades. If like, let's say, for example, there's high impact inflation rate news coming out, I might widen my stop loss if it's a USD pair. For example, here on Tuesday, we have a lot of inflation news and CPI, right? So I know that those news events typically have some form of movement, manipulation, volatility with them. So I might just adjust the way that I trade. I won't change the setup. I don't let it affect my outlook, but I might just, put my, my stop loss wider or even reduce risk just because there might be a shift in volatility, things like that, okay? Not every high impact news event has an effect on the market, okay? Like, for example, unemployment rate and employment change or even goods trade balances, they very rarely do anything. There's really only a handful that do, and those are what I look for, okay? So I'm just going to talk about the ones that I kind of focusing on. So coming into Tuesday, like I said, we have inflation rate news, core inflation rate, and CPI coming out of the U.S. around the New York Open, so be aware of that. Wednesday is another big day in the market. We have Fed interest rate, FOMC, and then Fed press conference, all around 1 p.m. Central Time, a bit later in the New York session. And then on Thursday, we have JPY interest rate decision releasing late in Asia. So I want you guys to be aware of that also, okay? And then on Friday, we have Euro CPI. CPI is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it has some movement. Sometimes it doesn't. Still worth, noting and being aware of, okay? So let's talk about a few pairs. So Euro JPY. This pair is a pair that I usually enjoy trading. However, the last maybe 3 to 4 weeks, I haven't really traded this pair that much. Been kind of messy. A lot of the market since like maybe middle of May has been pretty sideways, pretty boring. There hasn't been as much opportunity as say March, April, May. March and April. The first half of May, like the first 1 to 2 weeks was awesome. And then the later half of May, the last 2 to 3 weeks, it's been a little bit slower, a little bit more sideways as we see here, just pretty up and down. Right? Unless you're kind of scalping, this can be a bit tricky to navigate and really get some nice trades out of. So this is, again, guys, as a trader, we have 12 months in a year, right? So you can always expect at least 1 to 2 months to be somewhat slower, maybe a bit messier, right? So that's going to happen. Not every day or every week is going to be amazing trading, right? So trading conditions. So just be aware of that, guys. You have to identify when to sit on your hands and wait, okay? And that comes with time and experience, though. So with Euro JPY, currently looking for possible sells here, okay? I'm looking for this to pull back up, test structure. If I can get something sort of like this, I would definitely be looking for a possible sell. All right, I sell from this level, something like this, right? It's an easy little 1 to 3.5 down into our next zone around 48,500, 48,400, right? And then from there, it will either do one of two things, assuming this sell, of course, gives. From there, it will either give a hedge buy position, right, like this, and we can look to take this higher, or it will begin to break lower, and then we can see this push down into like 148, which is an easy 1 to 5.5, maybe even 147, which is the easy 1 to 8, and so on and so on and so on, okay? But again, I would want to see a bit of price action on this. I'm being very patient on JPY pairs right now. they're kind of hit or miss in terms of, like, some are looking like they're going to reverse, others are looking like they're just going to continue higher. So I'm being very patient, especially with it being very sideways price action. Okay. Now, again, there's always two sides to the market. So I always look at both sides. So let's say that price doesn't play out here. It ends up doing something like this and doesn't give the sell. Then I'll be looking for this to come back up, break retest of this 150,000 level. And then I'll be looking for possible buys to take this up into 151. So again, a buy from here would be an easy 1 to 3, if not, of course, higher. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking for there. If and when this position, this setup begins to line up, I'll post about it in the live updates in the public Discord to bring it to your attention. That way you guys sort of know what to look for. Okay, now USD CAD, this is the pair I'm definitely interested in this week. Looking for this to come down into 133, sort of 200 region here, just for one more tap, especially on the 2 hour. If I can get this on the 2 hour, I'm 100% looking for a buy. Okay. If you zoom out and you look left, every time price has come into this 133 200 level, it has made a significant move up into 136.5, I believe. Yeah, 136.5, which is about 350 pips. It did it here, right? So it was like a nice 25, 30 pip stop loss. That's the easy 1 to 11. Same thing over here. Did it again. So I'll be looking for hopefully a similar move here, okay? But again, I still need the price action to occur. I'm not married to the bias of this going higher, but I understand what I'm seeing, and I'm definitely seeing the potential in this setup. So definitely watching price here, okay? Otherwise, what I'm looking for, guys, if that doesn't play out, is I'm looking for price to come down, break lower, and do something like this, okay? And then we can take this lower. Notice how this does line up with DXY, like what I was talking about. Not that I use DXY as a tool. I don't rely on DXY, but it's very interesting to see that they definitely, are coinciding in their, potential bullish move higher. So a buy here would definitely be a very clean setup. So I'm watching this on either the 2 hour or even on the lower time frame, such as the 30-minute or the 1 hour, okay? Another pair I'm interested in, needs a bit of price action, is Euro CAD. So I'm actually looking for price to, right now it's in between zones, okay? So I'm looking for price to come down into this zone here at 143,000, 142,800, all right? And then print those patterns on either the 4 hour, the 2 hour, it just depends on how price lines up. And then from there, I'll be looking for possible buys back up into 144.2, if not higher, okay? So again, a buy, like, let's talk about our potential here. A buy from here, let's say you get like a 25, 30 pip stop loss. It's a nice little 1 to 4. Easy, right? But if it breaks higher, then I'll be looking at 145,500, 145,000. It's a nice little 1 to 7. 218 pips, easy. That can make that move easy, right? Otherwise, again, it is between zones. So there's a few different outlooks here. I'll be looking for it to pull back up, and then we can look for this or even this, okay? I never chase price. I let price come to me. I wait. I execute. Simple as that. So this needs a bit of price action, probably something for maybe Monday or Tuesday. But if and when this begins to line up, I'll definitely post about it and let you guys know what to look for. Euro NZD, not really a pair I'm all that interested in trading. This used to be one of my most favorite pairs to trade. And honestly, I find it to be just kind of messy in the last 1 to 2 months. A lot of USD pairs are like that, but this just comes down to personal preference, guys, all right? Right now, what I'd be looking for here, guys, is price to pull back down into 0.61100, 0.61,000, and then I'd be looking for something like this for the potential buy setup. Otherwise, if that doesn't play out, I'd be looking for something like this for the possible sell. Okay. Obviously, if we get dollar strength, then the odds are that this will likely push lower. All right. The strong dollar would push down NZD USD. Otherwise, what could always happen is, like I said, this could be a fake out into 1.035, and this could fall from here, right? So therefore, NU could actually push higher. All right. If the dollar was to go lower, this would go higher, all right, based on the correlation between the dollar and this pair, all right? So that's just 4 pairs to look for right now, okay? Keep an eye on these guys. Remember, guys, everyone trades a little bit differently, but, you only need 2 to 3 quality trades a month to make a good profit. You get 2 to 3 1 to 5s, that's a easy 15%. you get a 1 to 6, a 1 to 4, a 1 to 8. You're well over 18 to 20%, and those aren't big numbers. A 1 to 10, a 1 to 15, a 1 to 20, it's pretty standard as long as the market's moving. So one thing I really want you guys focusing on going into this week is understanding, like, you have to wait for the market to give opportunity. You can't force trades. All right, you have to wait for the proper setup. So regardless of how you trade, make sure you continuously study, you back test, and then you try and just be patient, implement that into your live trading, okay? That's it for now, guys. I'll update throughout the week. I'll have another video out on Wednesday covering these pairs, plus maybe a few more. Have a great week, guys. Make sure, as always, you trade with strict risk management, and I'll update with you guys throughout the week.